back and it's time for today's tutorial, and we are finally doing a look with the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. So Letitia, this one's for you, girl. Now, Letitia had the same problem I did. She had it for a while. She's had this palette for a while and she just didn't know how to use it. And when I first got this palette, I was like, oh, well, the shadows are really pretty, but they just, I'm not getting the type of look that I want. And I realized that I was trying to make this palette do something that I really don't think it's meant to do. I think this palette is meant for some beautiful, soft, romantic looks, some washes of color. My eyes are watering like a little right now, guys. I'm so sorry. And once I realized that and realized what this palette's strength was, I really started to appreciate this palette more. So today I created this very soft, romantic kind of purple eye. It's very feminine. It's very elegant. It's great for a date night if you and your special someone are going out on a date for New Year's Eve. This would be a great look. I actually wore this exact look for Valentine's Day last year when Daniel took me out to dinner. So I really am enjoying this palette. So if you find yourself getting frustrated with this palette, maybe, you know, kind of go back to it and think, maybe I'm trying to make it do too much in regards of, I'm trying to maybe do too structured of a look when I really need to do something that is softer, a little bit more of a wash of color, and a little bit more on the romantic side rather than the kind of fierce, bold, structured side. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. If you want to see how I got this very simple, romantic, purple smoky eye featuring the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, stick around. And disclaimer, do not blame the mess that is going on this palette. It is my eyes. They are just irritated. Like, again, guys, I'm trying to get these tutorials out for you, so that's why they're kind of a mess today. But yeah, but I wanted to show you how I use this palette and include it in this series. So yeah, I will stop talking and I'll see you guys after the tutorial. Alright guys, I've already primed my eyes with my concealer. We're just going simple today. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to pick up a BRC S03 brush, and we're going to go into Sheer Joy, which is the lightest shade in the palette. And we're just going to use that to set the concealer just from the lash line to the brow bone. Once we've done that, I'm going to pick up my Wet n Wild Fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Soulful, which is this really beautiful kind of pinky, dusty, rosy color. What you doing, Sierra? And we're just going to start working that into the crease. Yeah. Guys, my eyes are watering like crazy. I'm trying to churn out these tutorials because I was so behind. Oh, I hate being sick. I'm like the biggest baby. Alright, and then once we have laid that down, we're going to go in with that same brush into the shade All Heart, which has got a little bit more of a mauve tone to it, and we're just going to blend that right in. Now what I'm going to do is pick up a BR250 Pro Blend Fluff brush from Coastal Scents, and I'm going to go into the shade Violet, this shade right here. It's a pretty quick and simple look, guys. And what we're going to do is we're just going to really kind of pat that on the outer corner and just blend it, start blending it into All Heart and Soulful. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush with no more product on it, and again, just soften everything up and blend it out. Now I'm going to pick up a BRC N08. This is actually the one natural hairbrush that I have from Coastal Scents, but it's really nice for the crease. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and pick up that deep, deep, dark purple shade called Iconic. And we're going to start working that right into the crease just to deepen it up and give the look some dimension. It can be soft and still dramatic. They do not have to be mutually exclusive. So once I've placed that color, I'm going to go back in with my BR250, and again with no more product on it, we're just going to buff and blend it out. Pick up that fluffy brush again and do the same thing. No more product on the brush, just blending it out. I'm going to pick up that BRC S03 again and pick up a little bit more of Sheer Joy, just to reiterate underneath the brow bone. And again, going back in with that fluffy brush with no more product, we're going to blend everything together. I'm probably so tired of hearing me say that at this point, guys. Sorry. Now just to warm it up just a little bit, I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that Soulful shade with that fluffy brush and just blend over the edges. And if you feel like you need to deepen it up, you can go back in with that BRC N08 And just pick up a little bit more of that iconic shade and just really work it into the crease. So I'm going to go back in and pick up that BRC S03 again, and this time we're going to go into the shade Love. And we're just going to pat that all over the lid just to start lightening it up. I'm going to take it over 2/3 of the way so the outer corner is still a little bit dark. And then we're going to pick up that BR250 brush and just make sure that that Love shade didn't get too high. And now I'm going to pick up a BRC S20 and I'm going to go into the Transforming Pearl in the palette. And guys, we're just going to get the color on the brush and wet it just a little bit. And then we're going to start just kind of painting that onto the lid. And this is just going to add some brightness and a little tiny hint of shimmer. Put that right in the inner corner as well. And once we've placed that there, we're going to go back into the Transforming Pearl just with the dry side of the brush. And again, just pat that over what we've placed down already. And this is just going to add a pop to that color. Now I'm going to take my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion, and I'm going to tight line and line my waterline. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade Riot, and I'm just going to run that right along my lash line. Now I'm going to pick up a little detailed brush, and I'm going to go back into the shade Violet right here. And we're just going to run that underneath the lash line to smoke it out. And then just to blend it out and make it transition a little bit smoother, I'm going to go in with my BRC S01 and we're going to pick up the iconic shade and we're going to just set that right along the lash line. And then taking my BRC S06 shade, we're going to go back into that soulful shade and we're just going to smoke it out. All right, just to make that inner corner really pop, I'm going to go in with my Milani Bella Eye Gel Powder Eyeshadow in Bella Diamond and just really pack that on the inner corner. For lashes today, I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. For lashes today, I'm going to use my Cherry Blossom 747 Mediums. I'm going to pop those on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the eyes done. Once that glue dries, I'm going to go back over with just a very, very thin line of liner just to blend it in to the lash line, but let's go ahead and work on the face. So I'm going to go in with my BRC S25 brush and go into the Profusion Contour Palette in Medium and just pick up that shade Walnut. And then I'm just going to take that same brush and soften it up with that Honey shade. For blush today, I'm going to go into the CoverGirl True Blend Blush in Medium, just with that same brush. Can't help it, guys. I'm a creature of habit. Just going to start on the apples of my cheeks and then blend it back. Then I'm just going to go and kind of work everything together with my Ambient Lighting Powder Palette. Guys, if you're having a bad skin day, this palette just makes it all better. For the most part. Alright, I'm just going to use this e.l.f. small tapered brush, and we're just going to go into the highlighter in that palette. Again, just a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Same effect that you get in the Pro Highlighting Case palette. I'm going to go in with my Jordana Cat Eyeliner in Black Leather and just blend in that lash line with the false lashes. Alright, this eye is just not cooperating at all, so we're going to move on to lips. And today I'm going to use the exact same lipstick that I actually wore for that Valentine's Day look, and it is the NYX Full Throttle Waterproof Lipstick, and this is in the shade, I'm throwing it, in the shade Locked. Alright everybody, so that is the finished look. Again, it's soft, it's romantic, perfect for date night, just a simple wash of color, perfect for somebody that just wants to kind of start getting out of the neutrals and a little bit into the color. I think this is such a great palette for that type of look, very much along the lines of the Master Palette by Mario. If you like that palette, you're probably gonna like this one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gave you some ideas on how to go back and use this palette if you find yourself getting frustrated with it. Again, guys, I apologize for my eyes being such a mess, but I want wanted to get this done. So I hope you guys enjoyed, but until next time, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time.